Good morning, everyone. This is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, bringing you the morning comment for the 13th of April. Oil rallies on reports of output freeze deal. Oil prices surged yesterday following reports that Saudi Arabia and Russia have reached an agreement on freezing oil production regardless of whether Iran participates or not. This comes as a surprise to investors, as Saudi Arabia's Deputy Crown Prince recently stated that Iran would have to participate in any deal Saudi agrees to, something that made the prospect of an agreement considerably less likely. Russian Energy Minister Novak declined to comment on yesterday's report, while a Kremlin press secretary said that there is hope for a deal to be reached. We believe that even if these comments are not confirmed by Saudi or Russian officials, market speculation that this meeting will bear fruit may be enough to keep black gold prices supported heading into the event. Nevertheless, we will maintain a cautious stance towards a freeze deal until we actually see one, as this is not the first time that Saudi and Russia have agreed to an output freeze. They did so back on the 16th of February as well. We believe that oil prices are possible to continue rising on anticipation of a potential deal, but at the event we see the risks as tilt to the downside. The market has already priced in the prospect of an agreement, so the market reaction on a positive outcome may be limited, as this won't come as a surprise. On the other hand, no agreement could disappoint oil investors and may push the liquid off the cliff. As for today, the main event will be the Bank of Canada monetary policy meeting. The bank will also release its updated projections for the Canadian economy. Officials are expected to remain on hold at this meeting and to revise their economic forecasts upward, mainly as a result of the extraordinary fiscal stimulus measures introduced in the government's first federal budget last month. We believe that the aforementioned fiscal boost, the recent recovery in oil prices, and the core inflation rate almost in line with the bank's target will be enough to keep officials' fingers off the easing trigger in coming months, at least in the absence of any adverse shocks. As a result, the reaction in the Canadian dollar may be determined by the tone of the statement accompanying the decision. In our view, that tone is likely to be upbeat, given that the worst appears to be over for the Canadian economy, with prior monetary and fiscal measures expected to keep growth and employment supported in the foreseeable future. Elsewhere, the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors will meet for a two-day summit in Washington, D.C. to discuss the issue of tax evasion, among other topics. We will look for any comments on currency interventions, as top Japanese officials have recently stated that the nation could respond to the yen's one-sided moves and still be in line with its G20 pledge. As for the indicators, during the European day we get France's final CPI for March. As usual, the final figure is expected to confirm the preliminary estimate, and thus the reaction in the euro is likely to remain limited at the release. From Eurozone, industrial production for February is expected to have fallen, a turnaround from January's sharp surge. In the US, retail sales for March are expected to have risen after falling the previous month. The Conference Board and the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Indices both increased in March, while average hourly earnings rose by more than expected on a monthly basis. All these support the forecast and suggest that consumer demand may have improved during the month, something that may reverse some of the dollar's recent losses. The PPI for March is coming out as well, and expectations are for an acceleration. As this is released at the same time with retail sales, it could add fuel to any positive reaction in the greenback. Additionally, the Fed will release the Beige book, which includes a summary and analysis of current economic conditions in each district and sector. This will provide qualitative information to Fed officials on how the US economy performed in the aftermath of the global financial turbulence. We have only one speaker on today's agenda. Bank of Canada Governor Paulos will hold a press conference following the rate decision. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com or download our app and get all the information you need to trade. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google Plus to get more trading ideas. This is Charalambos Pissouros, Senior Analyst at IronFX, wishing you solid trading.